ಇವ ಒಬ್ಬಳ ಎಂತ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ನೀವು
Good evening, everyone. Is my voice audible and clear? Okay, great. Thanks for confirming. So let's open the Power BI file which we created yesterday. The one which we created on the sales rate. I can share my screen and show you which file I'm referring to. We create a scatter plot, quantity versus profit, and so on. Open this particular dashboard or the Power BI file. Is everybody open this particular Power BI file? So what is this? A same Power BI file which we were working yesterday. I cannot share this. I mean to say, when you might have created the same file, right? You need to open that. If you see, it's the same file which we created yesterday. We created scatter plot yesterday. Before that, we created table, pie chart, and so on, right? We need to open this particular file. Just let me know once everybody open the file, then we can start the session. Hope everybody has opened this particular file. So what we are going to do is today we are going to see the tool tips. What are tool tips? Okay. So let's create a simple column chart. Insert a stack column chart and put the category into it. Let's put category wise sales. Okay. I have three categories: technology, furniture, and office supplies. I want category wise sales, which I put over here. I just increase the x-axis and the y-axis data labels. Okay, just create this particular visual and also on the data labels to look much better. You can also increase the font. Okay, just create this visual, then we will see how to get the tooltips on it. First, we will see exactly what is tooltip, then we can see how to add the tooltips. Do let me know once you created this particular visual. So people who are joined just now, it's the same Power BI file which we were working yesterday and day before yesterday, sales and the sample Power BI, where we create a scatter plot, table, and pie chart. In that, you need to create a column chart with x-axis as category and sum of sales as y-axis. Is everyone created this particular file? Sorry, the particular visual. Okay, I believe everyone has created this. So if I over onto this, can you see this particular black color pane or the area which says this category is furniture and sum of sales is 7,54,747, and here it says technology and it's 0.8 million, or I can say 8.39 now, 8 lakhs and 39,000 and so on. This is called as a tooltip. Can you see this is called as a tooltip? If I want to add one more details like quantity and sum of profit. So if I over onto this, can you see that particular things are added to this? Can you see now you can see sum of quantity and sum of profit as well. Wherever you go, you can see that particular thing. It's not a part of visual, but via the tooltip, you can easily view that. So if you ask me what is the use of this? So for example, earlier I was able to see sum of sales. I can see it's 7,31,000 sales has been done on office supplies. But I want to see also, I want to see what is the graph. I can see the sales, but also want the quantity and profit. So instead of adding a new visualization altogether, I can add these particular things into the tooltip and get the results. Is that clear for everyone? Okay. Okay, guys, just try it out. Has everyone tried this? How to add tooltips? Hmm. Okay. So now what I want is, let's create one more visual, a similar kind of thing, a column chart with category and sum of sales over here. Okay. So I just enable the data labels. So also I will increase the font of the values. Okay. And for data labels also I increase the font so that it's visible for you. I just go to values and increase it from here. Okay. Now, instead of this boring tooltip, I want a visual over here. That means a visual inside a visual. I can say what I want is in this particular category, what is the sales by subcategory? I have subcategory. Let me create one more visual, sales by subcategory. Let's add a column chart. I put subcategory and I put sales. And I add the data labels. So run the data labels, increase the font of the values, and also for x-axis and y-axis, increase the font. I will increase the font for x-axis and y-axis. Okay. What I want now is inside when I hover onto this particular bar, I want this graph should be appearing for the particular category. So what I want is when I hover onto this, instead of this boring tooltip, I want this visual should be appearing over that particular visual. Is my requirement clear to everyone? Is my requirement clear? What I want is when I hover onto this particular visual, I want this particular visual should be appearing onto it. So how do we do this? This is called as a tooltip visualization. If I let me open my notepad, this is called as a tooltip visualization. This is called as tooltip visualization. Okay. So let's see how to create a tooltip visualization. This is a normal report, right? I go to the canvas pane. I just minimize this particular point. I click on the white space. I go to the settings of the report. And in the canvas settings, where what I clicked on the white space, I go to the format the report page, canvas settings. And instead of type 16:9, I said tooltip. That means this particular report has become a tooltip, right? So if you see the page size has shrunken, can you see the page size is shrunken over here? So what is the way I can get the whole visual now? Since it's a tooltip, the page size is shrunken. So what I can do is I can just reduce it and get it into the center. The other way is I click on the open space. I go back to the canvas settings 16:9. Yeah, I just reduce the size of this particular visual. I keep it very small. Okay, now I go to the page canvas settings. I get as tooltip. Now can you see I got the most of the visual, just shrink it and move it over here. I just make it fit onto the tooltip size. And you see now it's a tooltip. Okay, now I created a tooltip. So this tooltip needs to be assigned over here. So I go to page 1. I click over here. I click on this visual. I click to the formatting pane. Then inside general, I go to tooltip and instead of type report, it's a report page. In the page 2, I take page 2. So whenever I hover onto it, can you see this particular one? That means inside the visual, I can see one more visual. What I've done, just follow the steps. I clicked on the white space, gone to formatting pane. I go to canvas settings. Here I change it to tooltip. Okay. Then I went over here. I clicked on the visual. I gone to the formatting pane. Then on general. Then I on the tooltip. First I on the tooltip. Then type is report page. That's perfect. And in the page, you need to give the name of this particular page, the tooltip page. For time being, I haven't given any name. You can give the name as tooltip. Tooltip. And you can go over here and general tooltips. The report page, you can select the tooltip. You can see the drop down. You can select the tooltip so that it's appearing. It will appear over here. Is it clear for everyone? How we generate a tooltip visualization? Or some people just visual inside a visual. Or some people just charts within a chart. So there are many names to this, but like people refer to this with a different names. But the standard name or the which Power BI tells it tooltip visualization. It's called as tooltip visualization. I just posted into the chat window. It's called as a tooltip visualization. Okay, can you guys try to create this? I give another 5 minutes to create this, then we will move on to the next talk. Okay, I repeat the steps again. First of all, I created these visualizations, this one and this one. So not this one, my bad. I created the visualization, this one and this one. Okay, to get it into tooltip, what I done, I clicked outside this particular white space, this particular visual, clicked on the white space. I gone to the format the report page. Then I gone to the canvas settings. Inside canvas settings, instead of earlier it was 16:9. Now I selected tooltip. Okay, that's it. Now again I gone to this particular tooltip visualization. I clicked on the visual. Then clicked on the format your visual. Then I clicked on general. Then I on the tooltip. Then what I done is type is report page and page is tooltip. The whatever name you've given over here, you need to select onto the drop down. That's it. Your visual will start appearing. Can you see? And it is all getting filtered as well. Can you see? Office, what the subcategory which belongs to office supplies, you can see when you over onto the office supply. The subcategory which belongs to furniture, you can see it over here. Technology, you can see it over, right? In tooltip, what should we add to x-axis and y-axis? Okay, in x-axis, I will show you. In x-axis, it's subcategory, and in y-axis, it's sum of sales. This is what you need to add. Okay, guys, just try it out. It's very important as well. Okay, how you can minimize. That's what shown you. So if you see this particular visual, it's not minimized. First of all, you go to canvas settings and change it to 16:9. Okay. Now squeeze this particular visual, make this visual so small. Can you see? Make this visual very small. Now click on the white space, canvas settings. Canvas, you need to go to canvas settings and select tooltip from here. So whenever you see now, it's very small as compared to the space which is available onto the tooltip. Check expand it, you get the proper visualization. Can you see? This is how you make the visual fit into that tooltip space. Is that clear? Just try it out. It's one of the very important thing because it gives more aesthetics looks to the dashboard. Now also you can, instead of the boring tooltips, you can use this particular visualization inside that. Is everyone completed this? Do let me know once everybody completed this, then we'll move on to the next topic. Okay, let's move on to the next thing, that is data modeling in Power BI. First of all, let's delete the existing modeling and see the cardinality and so on. First, delete the modelings. Now you can see three independent tables. First of all, everybody delete the existing relationships between returns, peoples, and orders. First of all, delete the existing relationship. How do you delete it? For example, let's say I have made the relation based on order ID to order ID. If this is a relation which has been built, just click on this particular relation, right click, just right click on this particular relation and say delete and click on yes. That's it. Have you guys deleted this particular relations? Now let's build the relation. First of all, let's build the relation between people and region. This people table and orders table. What is the common field between both of them? It's region. So what I do is drag this particular region column onto this particular region column. So now that is a relationship has been built. Okay. So let's validate what is the exactly the relationship. Here you can see one, here you can see star. Okay. So let's understand what this 1 and star represents. 1 means, if you see the data table, let's go on to the data table first. If you see orders and the region column, this particular region is appearing multiple times. That means there are duplicates. East, west, south, central, it's appearing multiple times. That means the region is repeating in number of times. And the other hand, if you go to people, can you see the region is repeated only once? That is the region showing 1 over here, that is repeated only once, and it's many over here. That means it's called, the cardinality is called as a one-to-many relationship. Can you see? Many to one, because this is the first table, this is second table. So it's called many to one. Okay, if it was the other way around, people and orders, and if we connect based on region, where is my region? It's one to many. That's only the difference. Can you see? This is called as a cardinality. The cardinality which you say is 1 to 1, where both of the tables, the columns are unique. That is called as a 1 to 1 relationship. Okay. Where Arsh, just give me few minutes to complete this, then I will explain again one more time. So we are connecting people to orders based on the column region. So in people's table, the region is repeated only once. And you see, in people's table, region is repeated only once. That means it's a unique. So it's called 1. Here it's repeated many times. That's why it's called one-to-many cardinal. And the cross filter direction. First of all, let's understand the one-to-many. One-to-many and many-to-many. So let me explain one more time. If you see the data, this particular one, in the people's table, region is unique. That means each region is appearing only once. Okay, and in the orders table, the region is repeated multiple times. Can you see? Multiple times the region is repeated. That means many. So that's what we see. Whenever the connection is between people and orders, it's called as a one-to-many relationship. Can you see this? It's one-to-many relationship. I double click onto this, I get this particular window, edit relationship. So if I see, it's connected from orders to people, and many is, this is the first table, it's many to one. Can you see? It's many to one. And the cross filter direction. First of all, have you understood what is many to one? Have you understood what is many to one? It's in the first table, there are many times the region is repeated. In the second table, it's unique. So it's called many to one. The others are one to one, wherever the both of them have unique values. Let's say orders table also unique, and this is also unique. It is called as a one to one. One to many, it's one and the same thing. The orders table and people's table are swapped. That means it's one to many. The last one is many to many, where this particular table has also have a duplicate value, and this particular table also have a duplicate value. That is called many to many. Is it clear for everyone? Is it clear, everyone? Or do you want me to repeat again one more time? Guys, please respond. Then only I will know whether you understood or not. Okay, I can see few people have got the things and few people are not able to understand. I will repeat one more time. So I want to connect orders table to people's table. So what is the common field between them? In people, we have regional manager and region. In orders table, we have only region which is common. Okay. So whenever we want to connect two tables, right, there should be a common field between them. Is that right? There should be a common linkage. Then only you can connect. So the common column is, or the field is region. So if you see on people's table, the region is unique. That's the reason it is denoted as 1. And if you see onto the orders table, the region is not unique. It's there multiple times. It's repeated multiple times. That's the reason it's called many. Now let's go on to the data model. First of all, can you see near the people table, it's written 1 because the region is unique over here. Once I over onto this particular line, you can see which all the fields that is connected. That means region to region is connected. Can you see region is highlighted in orders and region is highlighted in people side. Okay. Now, if you see onto the orders side, it's many. That means one to many relationship. So if I click onto it, I get the cardinal. Here I see many to one because orders table is the first table. This is the second table. That's the reason it's called many to one. Is it clear for everyone? Now, okay, great. Next, the one thing is cross filter direction. So it's single way. I given single. So if it is single, that means the people table is filtering the orders table. That means this has an upper hand over here. This people table will filter the orders table. That means the filtering direction. Can you see this arrow mark? That means this table will filter this particular table. If I want to change that, I can say both. That means both the table will filter each other. What do you mean by filter? Let me tell you first. Single way filtering, that is this table is filtering this one. That means any region which is not present over here. For example, in the region table, in the order table, we have west, east, south, and central. Central, east, south, and west, the 4 regions. There is no north region. Okay. Let's see. Let's take an example. Let's take an example. In the people's table, is here I don't have central. I have north. Let's say instead of central, I have north. North is not present in the orders table. Let me explain you with the help of Excel. Let's say this is your orders table where you have central, east, west, and south. Okay. So in the region table of people or the people table, we have north and we have these three. Okay. Now I say this table will filter this one. Here I have 4 regions, out of which only 3 is present. So the central will be ignored because this table has the upper hand over this particular table. Okay, that means the central will be ignored. Only these 3 things will be filtered. That means whatever is present over here, only that records will come onto this. Whenever you build a one-sided relationship. Okay, whenever you build a one-sided relationship, or this table will filter this particular one. Is it clear? Whatever is present on this table, that only you can see onto the visualization when the connection is built in the one-sided direction. Is it clear for everyone? Okay. Yes, you can say people control this table controls this particular table in the visualization. So if I want to make the cross filtering direction as both, that means both will filter each other. they both will filter each other. That means both of them will filter each other. That is called as a cross filter direction both. Both means, can you see the arrow mark? I will change it to both again. You see the arrow mark, it's on the double sided arrow. That means both sided will filter to each other. Is it clear for everyone? Can you try this? Okay, just try it. Then we see how to join returns and orders. Is everyone tried this out? Do confirm me once you've tried this out, then we will see the how to build a relationship between orders and returns. Okay, now let's see how to build the relationship between returns and orders. What is a common field between orders and returns? Can anyone tell me? How do I build the connection? Order ID, perfect. So what I do, now once I click on this, I get a warning. Once I click on that, I get a warning saying many to many relationship and cross filtering direction, but it was selected yes. I can give either way single, that is return filters order, order filter returns, anyone or both. But can you see this? The relationship has cardinality many to many. We should use only if it is expected and neither column order ID and order ID contain unique values. And that is significantly different behavior of many to many. So what happens in many to many relationship is here also it's many. So it will, let's say here the order ID might be present multiple times. Why it's present multiple times? Because let's take a simple example. You order from Amazon a mobile, a particular mobile, like say iPhone. You ordered a case for iPhone, you ordered the iPods, and you also ordered a wireless charger. So you ordered 4 items from Amazon. One is iPhone, cover of iPhone, iPods, and the wireless charger. Okay. Now these four items belongs to a single order, right? These four items belongs to a single order. That means your order ID is one, but your items are four. That means your order ID will be repeated four times. Is it clear? That's what is happening over here as well. Can you see? This is one. This is order ID which is repeated twice. This is placed on the same day, but the product ID might be different. It's paper. It's Xerox paper 194 and Xerox paper 211. So the product is different. Part of a same order, but the product is different. The similar example which I given it to you, when you order iPhone cover and it's iPods and the this particular wireless charger. Then there are two items inside the order, so the order will be repeated four times. Is that clear? Is that clear for everyone? Okay, so that means the order table is perfect. It might have multiple order IDs, right? It might have multiple order IDs. So if you see the returns table, here also the order ID is repeated. We have order ID and yes, that means the old row is duplicate. If you return even a single thing, that is you return a cover as well, that means the order ID is returned. We don't have product level information as here. We have order ID whether it's returned or not. Even though if you return a single product, that particular order will be tagged as a returned order, right? So should I do a data cleansing over here? Because these order IDs are repeated multiple times. Can you see? The order IDs are repeated multiple times. Should we do the data cleansing work? Should I remove the duplicates? Yes. How do we remove the duplicates? Can anyone tell me? We have seen this in our last session as well. We need to remove the duplicates from here. And what is the way to remove the duplicate? In Power Query, there is a remove duplicate option is available. Perfect. Go to, how do we go to Power Query? Click on the transform data. You click on the transform data and you need to transform the returns table. Okay, I just refresh it and I select these two columns because I want to remove the duplicate based on these two columns. I say remove rows. Here I say remove rows, remove duplicates. Can you see? I say remove rows. Click on the remove rows. Inside home, I just minimize this floating window. I select both of this column and say remove duplicates. Okay. That's it. The duplicates will be removed and I say close and apply. So the changes will automatically apply onto your table. Conditional formatting. No, here we don't have the conditional formatting. The conditional formatting for duplicate was in Excel, where you highlighted duplicate values. Here the conditional formatting is totally different. We don't work on the data, we work on the visualizations. Even though if you highlight it, will it be removed from the data? No. So do a remove duplicate and do confirm me once you are done so that we can go on to the data modeling view again. Do confirm me once you completed this, then we can move on to the data modeling, how to connect orders table and returns table. Okay, great. So now let's go on to the data modeling. Here I select the order ID and connect it to order ID. It's now again one to many. Can you see the order flow direction? It's one to many. Is it clear for everyone how to build the relationship? Now the other way to edit the relationship is inside home. Can you see this manage relationships? Inside home, can you see this manage relationships? Just click on that. You see all the relationship that has been built on this data model. You see all the relationship which are built on this data model. Okay, if you want to edit it, just select and say edit. You can edit the data modeling as well. If you want to delete it, you can say delete. And if you want to auto detect it, the Power BI itself, you want Power BI to detect the relationship, you can click auto detect. They automatically detect. Since we created both the relationship, there is no other relationship or the tables which is left for the auto detect. If you want a new relationship, you can create a relationship. Is it clear? Is it clear for everyone? Okay. Now my question is, can we create two relationships between the tables? Here I have one. Let's say I want to create product ID to order ID as well. I want to create a relationship product ID to order ID as well. Can I create a two relationship between the tables, two active relationships? No. Okay. So why we can't create somebody saying yes? Can you give me the reason as well why we cannot create two relationship between the two tables? And people were saying yes. One thing should be common. Let's say I have product ID as well on this table. I have order ID, the product ID which they return, and have the return tag. Okay, I have three columns: order ID, product ID, and return. Let's check this way. Can I create a two relationship between order ID to order ID and product ID to product ID? Can I have two relationship? I can see a mix answering. Some people are saying yes, and few are saying no. The answer is no. We cannot have more than one relationship between the tables. We can have only one active relationship. Okay, if I want to build a relationship between product ID to order ID, I cannot build it. Can you see this dotted line? That means it's a inactive. Can you see this dotted line? I cannot build more than one active relationship between the tables. Can you see this is inactive? Whatever relationship I build, it's inactive. If I say make this relationship active, It says it will give the ambiguity error because we are connecting the two tables based on the fields. We cannot have two active relationship between the tables. Is that clear? If we have it as well, let's say Power BI allows us as, if I want this table to be filtered on this table, on what basis it will filter? There's a confusion, right? If I want to filter this table to filter this table, on what basis it will filter? It will get confused, order ID or product ID, right? Because there are two relationships. So that is why Power BI doesn't allow to connect between, you have two active relationship between the two tables. Okay, let's understand this way as well. Let's say returns is connected to order ID in the orders and product ID in the orders. There is two connection. When I want return to filter the orders table, on which basis it will filter? Order ID or product ID? It won't know. It's a machine. It cannot determine, right? It's not a human. It's a machine. It cannot determine should the returns table filter based on order ID or return or the product ID. That's the reason we cannot create two active relationships between the tables. Is it clear for everyone? Is everyone clear with the data modeling? Great. Can you try this data modeling? Try to edit it as well. Then we'll move on to the next topic. Is everyone completed this? Do let me know once you completed this data modeling piece. And then we will start with the new topic. That is AI functionalities inside Power BI. What are the AI functionalities we have in Power BI? Okay. If you are completed, then let's move on to the AI visualization. There are two AI parts. I won't say AI visualization, AI functionalities in Power BI. Okay, say AI functionalities in Power BI. One is Q and A. That is question and answer. One is the Q&A, the other is smart narrative. The other is smart narrative. Okay, one is Q&A, the other is smart narrative. Okay, let's see first what is Q&A. Let's see first what is Q&A. Let me add this meeting controls. I say insert, I go to insert. I go to insert tab and say Q&A. Can you see this visualizations? Saying preparing Q&A. It will take some time. Okay. Now this is the feature of AI feature of Power BI which uses natural language processing. That is called as NLP. Sorry, native language processing is my bad. Native language processing. It's called as a native language processing in AI. So if you want to learn what exactly is a native language processing, I can give you a brief, but in depth you can learn over the internet. Native language processing, for example, we humans talk in a particular language, let's say English. Okay, the system won't understand that particular language. It needs the language in this own code. For example, let's say any software language, let's say Java, the most popular, which everybody knows from ages. The syntax and the language is different, but our language is English. So for, let's say a different example, let's say I am a South Indian, I just know Kannada, I just know Kannada, and you are a North Indian, you just know Hindi. Okay, my language is Kannada, I don't know Hindi, you guys don't know Kannada. So what I can do is, I can hire a translator who will translate Kannada into Hindi and Hindi into Kannada. Similarly, there is one layer which translates our own native language, that is English, the text which we type into the Power BI understandable language. So here I write total sales for region south. Let me say total sales for region south. Can you see? I got a number. I return total region for region south. Can you see what I return? I return total region. That this, can everybody see this text? Can everybody see this text? Okay, great. So what I written over is total sales for region south. I just post onto the notepad. If it is not visible, I can see the font is very low. I written total sales for region south. I written total sales for region south. I got the number 39.72K. Let's validate whether the number is proper or not. So what I do, I put a column chart over here. I put region and I put sales. For south, it's 3 lakh, it's 39K, that is 39,000. It's 3 lakh 90, 3 lakh 91,000. If I on the data labels, 3.9 million. If I want to convert that into the K, display unit says 1,000. And can you see it's 391.72K for south region. For south region is 391.72K. If I see this, it's the same number. That means Power BI automatically calculating the value based on my inputs. Okay. So what I've written over here, it's a simple language which I speak on a day-to-day life. So I've written total sales for region south. Okay. Let's create some visualization. I say column chart to show region wise or sales by region. Sales by region. Can I enter? What I written over here is column chart to show sales by region. So what exactly I got? The same visual which were appearing over here. I can, instead of creating a visual with the help of the text, I created a visual over here. Is it clear for everyone what is AI? Just try to create different kind of visuals. There is also a setting symbol. We'll go on to that. We can also do some settings onto the this particular Q&A, but just try it out different examples. I say sales by region. If I say sales by category, let's say I got a drop down sales by category. So can you guys try to create a visualization with the help of AI? Guys, do let me know once you tried this out, then we will see more features of this Q&A. Okay. So somebody asked me, can we show with data labels? No, there is no option as such right now. If in the future enhancement, if there is an option, you can try it out. But right now there is no option. Is everyone tried this? Can you move on to the next one? Okay. Now in here you see two buttons, more options and teach Q&A. First of all, let's see more options, what that is in the more options. You click over here, that gets converted into a visual. Can you see now there is no more Q&A. it gets converted into a visualization. When you click on that particular button, Control Z, and you click on this particular one, can you see turn this Q&A into a standard visual? When you click on that, it will be converted into a standard visual. Now you can add data labels and so on. Is it clear? If you want to convert this into a Q&A into a data label, sorry, not data label, the standard visualization, just click on this button which says turn this Q&A result into a data label. Can you see? Turn this Q&A results in the data labels. Okay. Once you click on that, it will convert into a standard visual. It won't be Q&A anymore. You see this particular button very minimized. Let me increase the screen. Let me increase. Please increase the font. You should see this. If you increase the font, can you see this particular button? Turn Q&A into a standard visual. That you need to increase the font a little bit. Can you see this? Can you see this visual? Turn this Q&A into a standard visual. If you click on that, it will move on to a standard visual. Then we see, first of all, try this out whether you can turn this Q&A into a standard visual or not. Then we will see this particular one, and also try for different things like by category, sales by category, profit by category, sales by profit. So it will automatically create the bins, sum of sales and sum of profit. You get two of the clustered bar chart. I say, or I can simply write sales by city. So it will automatically create a visualization based on the best visual which is applicable to that particular analysis. Okay, if I say sales by category, I say category, sales by category. Can you see it's a bar chart which is being represented? So you can either specify a particular chart, or you can just save the analysis which you want to do. Power BI will automatically create a visualization for you. And if you want to convert this visual, this Q&A into a visualization, just click on this particular button. Turn this Q&A into a standard visual. Is everyone clear with this? How we can validate chart prepared by AI without making chart manually? Arshad Kumar, I haven't understood your question. How we can validate chart prepared by AI without making a chart manually? So by default, it's a machine. It will work on the data. The results will be accurate. To validate it, you need to either go into data and check, or create one more visualization. Or the best way is go to the data and check. The validation option is only one thing, that is go to the data, filter for that particular region and check whether it's proper or not. Okay. Can we trust the chart made by AI? Yes, you can trust it. If you write a proper question, you get a proper result. For example, right now you're getting technology, furniture, and office supplies. You see, you are written sales by category, got this. The numbers will be accurate. Whenever you see this particular technology, it will be the numbers for the technology as well. Numbers will be accurate. The results, if you write a wrong one, and if the results are not proper, then, for example, you write category, but I messed something, I put cat. So what I've done is sum of sales. You want a sales by category, but you are getting sum of sales because you have not written the category spelling the full form. Okay. Now instead of category, if you write subcategory, you get to subcategory. Numbers will be accurate. Is that answers your question, Arshad? Okay. Now next we see this particular settings option. Can you see the settings icon onto your AI visualization? Click on that settings. You can do settings onto the Q&A part. First of all, you can add a field synonym. What is a field synonym? First of all, what is a synonym? Can anyone tell me what is the meaning of synonym? There is no way you can come back from visualization to Q&A. The only way is press Ctrl Z. It will undo the changes. Similar or the same meaning. Okay. I go to orders. Then I go to sales. Where is my sales? This is my sales. Sorry, not this is my sale. So instead of sales, I normally call sales by revenue. I don't call it as sales, but in the data it's written sales, but I normally call as revenue. So what I do, I say revenue. So let's first check whether instead of sales, let me write as revenue. I normally call this as a revenue. I normally call this as a revenue. So the revenue is not recognized. So can you see the revenue is not recognized? That's why they're showing profit by subcategory and total profit. I want revenue. Revenue means what? Sales. Can you see? Revenue, it's not giving me sales by subcategory since I typed the word revenue. So for that, what I do is I go to this particular settings. I go to field synonyms. I go to orders. Then I search for the word sales. Here I add the synonym for sales is revenue. I say revenue. And I close this. Now can you see it's changing? Can you see? Revenue by subcategory, I'm getting revenue by subcategory. I type revenue, I get the sales. Earlier it was showing profit because the revenue was not recognized. Now if I put it into the synonyms, I get revenue by subcategory. Now change one more thing. I go to the settings again. Here also I change the synonym. Instead of category, I want to refer it as product group. Instead of category, I want to refer it as product group. Category I usually refer as product group. So I add a synonym over here and close it. Okay. Now the visual is getting refreshed. So instead of subcategory, I write product group. Can you get the name product group in the drop down? I just press enter. I get category and total sales. Can you see? It's showing whenever you write a synonym, it shows that total category and total sales. That's what's shown over here. It's revenue by product group, which I written over here, but it also shows that it's category to total sales. Is that clear for everyone? Just try it out, try giving different synonyms to different fields and try whether it's working or not. The settings option is available on the top rightmost corner. If I increase the zoom, you can see the settings option. Wasabi, how to download Power BI and stuff. I covered on Tuesday. That is 10th of October. You can view that particular section. Okay. Is everyone completed this? Is everyone completed this? Then okay. So next function which I have is smart narrative. This is my one visualization. I want the inference from this particular visualization. Okay. So what I do, I go to insert home. I select the insert tab. I click on this smart narrative. Once I click on that, there is some narration, the inference which is generated from this particular visualization. Can you see there is a, just click outside. I just copy it into a notepad to show you in a better form. Can you see the Power BI itself generated some numbers at 7,39,000 best as the highest sum of sales and was 88.5% higher than South. The lowest sales it has for South it at 3,91,000 and so on. It's creating some practicing all methods are missing. So it's by default creating some inferences based on the visual. Can you see? Best encountered for 31% of sales. Total sales out of total sales, best encountered for 31%. Across all four regions, sum of sales range from 3,91,000 to 7,39,000. So by default, based on the visualization, it's creating some numbers. Let's see. We check on scatter plot. We go to scatter plot and say smart narrative. So here it's saying, here if I paste onto the notepad, for scatter plots it's saying chairs as the highest sum of sales and copiers as the highest sum of profit. If you view the visualization, we can see the same thing. Let me move this out. Chairs as the good amount of sales and copiers as a good amount of profit as well. Right? That's what we see over here. So whatever you see, it's get converted into a text with the help of AI. So this is called as a smart narrative. Let's see the combo chart. Let's get some smart narrative for this. I just copy it and I paste it onto the notepad. This is for the scatter plot and this is for the combo chart. At 3,35,000 chairs as the highest sum of sales and was 3,38,500 times higher than fasteners, which has the lowest number of sales, that is 88,352. Chairs encounter 14.43% of sales and so on. So it gives the whatever the numbers are, the inferences in that particular visual are created in the form of text, so that it will help you. So how this particular smart narrative will help you in a BI. So let's say you created a dashboard, okay, and you want to present it to the users or your supervisors or your seniors. In the PPT, you need to put some text, right? For that, you need some numbers as well in the form of percentages and volumes and so on. So you can use this particular smart narrative, and whichever thing is helpful, you can just pick it up. Whichever wordings you feel that it's helpful, you can pick it up from the smart narrative and put it onto the PPT. Is everyone clear what is smart narrative? Is everyone clear what is smart narrative, or do you want me to repeat it again? Okay, I believe everyone is clear on it. Okay, if you want to repeat me again, it's pretty simple. You understand? So what smart narrative does is narrates the data which is present onto the visual. It gives the information about the data which is present on the visualization. Okay, wait, I am repeating. So it gives smart narrative will give the information based on the visual. So what I need to do is I click on the visualization, then I click on smart narrative. That's it. I get the all the text over here, which is based on this particular visualization. Can you see? This is called as a smart narrative. Based on this particular visualization, get this particular text. How it is generated? Generated via the AI. Do we have option of rephrasing the text in smart narrative? Srinivas, where you rephrase the text, we don't put any. That means you're talking about this particular text which is getting created by the AI. You are meaning this particular text? No, we cannot change it. We cannot rephrase the text over here. We cannot rephrase that. Full form of AI is artificial intelligence. No, like Chat GPT, it's not that powerful. It's not as powerful as Chat GPT. It will get your basic things on. If you create a smart narrative again as well, you get the same thing. Dipti, you need to convert this into a standard visual, then you put the smart narrative. If you put a smart narrative on a Q&A, you won't get anything. You need to convert into a standard visual, then put a smart narrative, or you can put select a kind of a visual and then you can put a smart narrative on it. And if you select this particular table, it's not appearing. Let me remove it. And also, if you select a table and put a smart narrative, you won't get a smart narrative because table itself is a set of data. You won't get any smart narrative. It will only work on the visualizations. Is everyone completed this? Okay, now let's see how to publish the Power BI into the workspace. So if I go to app, so you guys might not be having access to the Power BI service. Okay, you guys might not be having access to the Power BI service. So what I can do is I can show the access which I have the Power BI service. So this will be more towards the information kind of thing. You can take the notes because you won't be able to practice unless and until you get a corporate license. Okay. This is my workspace. Can you see? This is my workspace, my personal workspace. If I go on to that, I get the dashboards which I prepared. I see all the dashboards which I prepared over here. For example, if I click on the sales dashboard, this is the kind of dashboard which I prepared. And if I go to my workspace again, if I click on sample BI, I see some of the dashboard which I prepared earlier. Can you see inside home? If I go, I see this particular visualizations and so on. Right? If I go to my workspace again, I can see some of the AI visualizations. I can see all the Power BIs which I prepared earlier. Okay, which I prepared on the earlier and uploaded onto it. So this is my workspace where I can upload multiple for my Power BI dashboards and stuff. I just close it off. So Swati, you won't be able to access it because you need a corporate license or the corporate email ID. You won't be able to access with your normal Gmail or Yahoo account. You need a corporate account. So I'm just showing you what is exactly it is, so that whenever you go for the interview or some courses, whenever you try to practice or if you get a question on the interview, you can little bit tell about the what is workspace, what is Power BI service and so on. So how do you go to Power BI service? The link is app.powerbi.com. I just paste it onto it. If anyone have the EDU email ID, that is your student email ID, you can register and log in into it. So if you go to this particular workspace, you can see this particular website. You can see workspace, my workspace. This is my personal workspace where I upload my reports and dashboards. Okay. If I want to upload this particular dashboard to my workspace, I just click on publish this report. Can you see? I just click on publish the report. It asks me whether I want to save the changes. I say yes. I save it. And it will get published onto my workspace. Can you see? I want to publish into my workspace. So this is sample Power BI.pdix. Once it gets published, I can view online. Can you see it's success? The Power BIs get published onto my workspace. Now I go to my workspace. Where is my workspace? This is my workspace. I just refresh this particular link. I just refresh this particular link. Can you see a sample Power BI, which was the name of my particular dashboard, is getting uploaded over there. So when I open this, I can see all the things which I created. Map is not visible over here because of my system settings, but it's normally visible when you publish it to Power BI. Can you see the bar chart, stack bar chart, which we prepared, clustered bar chart, column, line, area chart, combo, whatever we prepared, it's getting uploaded into the Power BI service. Is everyone clear? How do you upload Power dashboards into the Power BI service? No, you need either a corporate email ID or a student email ID like edu.in or something. If you have something like xyz@gmail or Yahoo or rediffmail.com and all, you won't be able to access. I have, if you have .ac.in, I'm not sure which one you are referring to. You can try it out. If it allows, you can log in and get the access. Okay. So is everyone clear? How do we access the workspace, how it looks and everything? Or if you have a EDU email ID, you can get the pro license as well. You can register and get the workspace access. Okay. So do you see, this is my dashboard. Can you see this icon? This is my dashboard. If you see, this is my data set, the backend data. If you go to my Power BI, this is my visualization. This is my data set. Whenever it goes online, the data needs to be, also the data should also go online, right? Whenever I publish this dashboard, the visual is getting published. Also, the data needs to, the backend data needs to be published online, right? So what I do is, so you see both of them, the dashboard and this is the data set. If you click on that, you can see details of sample Power BI. Can you see, this is the data set. If inside the data set I have orders in which I have row IDs and so on, the people table, the returns table. Can you see, even the data is published onto the service. Suppose we have created a dashboard and want to update the data in the dashboard. Yes, I will come to that, Snail. I will come to, there are many ways in which data can be updated. I go to my workspace. If I want to update this particular data, I just click on refresh now. Can you see this particular button? Inside, besides data, you have this refresh button. Just click on refresh now. The data will start refreshing. I got an error. It might be due to schedule refresh has been disabled. Okay. So if I want to refresh it, I want to first of all give the credentials to the particular data set. This is my data set. What I have done, sample Power BI. This is my data set. I go to schedule refresh. First of all, I need a gateway. This is my personal gateway. This is sample superstore.xlx. First, I need to edit the credentials. First, I need to give the access to that particular thing. I say private and sign in. So whenever I sign in with my email ID, the data will be accessed. It will take some time for the authentication. So the data lies on your desktop and you're accessing from the internet. So it needs authentication. It will take some time to authenticate that. Can you see it's authenticated now? Now, if I go onto the workspace and try to refresh it, the refresh is in progress. Can you see it's getting refreshed? Let's see when it gets refreshed. So this is the way, once you edit the, you go to schedule refresh and edit the credentials and it will start refreshing. Once you build the link between the data set and the online Power BI, it will start refreshing. It will take around 1 or 2 minutes to get refreshed. Can you see it got refreshed now? For earlier it was 839, now it's 841. Can you see the difference? Can you see the difference in time? That means the data got refreshed. Now we will see what are the functionalities in refresh. I go to schedule refresh. I go to schedule refresh. And here I put the data set description. I can say sample. This is the data set is sample superstore. I just put the data set description. I say apply. Gateway, you need to have your own gateway or the enterprise gateway. So this gateway is nothing but a pipeline in which a data will flow from your system or any location to the Power BI app.Power BI service. This is the Power BI service. You need a gateway, kind of a pipeline to get the data flow from one place to the other. So this is a gateway. Data source credentials. You need to give the credentials so that the as Power BI service can access that particular data source. For example, this is online, where data is present in the local. So via the gateway, this is a gateway which will pull the data from the your local system to the online service. For that, you need to authenticate it, right? It cannot pull data directly from any system onto the online. You need to authenticate first. So this is where you authenticate. This is parameters. If you have some parameters set on the data source, you can give it over here. Then next one is a refresh. I get paid features for 60 days only. If you get a student email ID, you should get a 1-year license. You can check with that. You can Google it out to get it. But 60 days is a trial period. Maybe you need to submit your college ID to the Microsoft email ID or something. Just check on the Google how do you get the license. But there is a 1-year free license for students. Okay. Now refresh. For example, I want to refresh the data. Can you see refresh is off? I want to refresh the data daily. I can add a time. I want to get the refreshed at, let's say, 9 a.m. instead of 1 a.m. I say every day morning when my office starts, I want this data to be refreshed. So I say daily on 9 a.m. you refresh the data. If you want to refresh one more time at 6 a.m. when you leave for the day, sorry, 6 p.m. when you leave for the day, you can say 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. you refresh the data and you say apply. And this is if let's say if a refresh gets failed, then somebody needs to be notified, right? So the data set owner or the name, you can also give the email ID. For example, if I give some email IDs like any other person's email ID, I can say Grady is the other contact where this data set refresh failure should go. I say apply. So once the data set, try to refresh at 9 a.m. and if there is something which is gone wrong because of which the refresh gets failed. So a refresh failure email will go to the data set owner who is me and this particular person. Okay. So this is on the schedule refresh part. So if you want a particular things to be scheduled, refresh, then you can use this particular one. So once the previous link send me. This is app.powerbi.com, which is also called as a Power BI service. I'm sharing the link one more time. How can a corporate client visualize the data prepared by Power BI developer? Visualize the dashboard prepared by Power BI developer. I haven't got your question, Arshal. The developer will develop the visualization and he will upload onto the server. The user will only view the dashboard. He cannot develop anything. He can little bit customize with the help of personalize. That is one feature called personalize the visualization, which on which the user can little bit personalize the visual as per his need, but the user or the consumer cannot develop any edit or develop any visualizations in the Power BI service. Okay, this is on the schedule refresh. I can schedule the refresh like daily. I can say daily or monthly or weekly as well. I can say weekly as well. Which all days I want. I don't want on Saturday and Sunday. I can remove Saturday and Sunday. Rest every day I want 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. I say apply. Okay. Then request access. If somebody wants the dashboard access request, a request a build permission sent in an email to data set owner. So I can either get a form. If, for example, XYZ person wants the access to the dashboard. So what he can do is he can just send me the request in a predefined format of Power BI to me. That is data set owner. Or the user requesting access will get following instruction. But if I want to give some instruction to the user that you need to write your name, email ID, your designation, your approval manager, and so on, I can put the instructions over here. I can put these as kind of instructions. So whenever a user who doesn't have access, I can say manager name. Okay, whenever a user who doesn't have access to this particular dashboard, and when he tries to access it, you get a screen saying provide a manager name and request access button. So based on that, he can give the manager name and so on. Is it clear for everyone? What is schedule refresh? What is the gateway? How to edit the credentials? How to give a custom message to the user who is requesting the access and so on. I know you won't be able to access this, but you can take a note on this and also try to research more on the internet. And if you have a UDML ID, you can practice it at home. Is it okay? We also get one more thing. We also get the refresh history over here. If I click on it, I see whenever the dashboard is refreshed. It was refreshed on 8:39, then 8:41. Is everyone clear with the Power BI service? Any queries onto it? Hope everyone is clear. And also one more thing, this is my personal workspace where I have only the access. I have only to the access to this personal workspace. This is when you say my workspace, it's a personal workspace. If you want to create a workspace that to be shared with many people, then you can have the other workspaces. For example, I create a training workspace. So this is for the my particular thing. For rest of the people, they have training workspace. Can you see? I published some of these dashboards onto the past onto this training dashboard where you see the visualizations, right? You get visualizations, you get the scatter plot, you get some AI visualization, the Q&A, and so on. Tooltip, product analysis, and so on. You can build your own. You can also create one of the workspace as well, where you can upload the other visualization. For example, this is a Pareto chart, which was prepared in as a part of training. So you can upload that particular thing into the other particular workspace as well. So what happens in the industry is you have one workspace that is a personal workspace that is called as a my workspace, which is by default created by Power BI to you. But if you want a workspace which can be shared across multiple people, where you the admin for that particular workspace can be more than one or two people. In that case, you can create one more workspace and you can give the access to the other people as well. For example, if I want to give the admin access to this workspace for one of the person, I just click on manage and I can give the admin access or any access to the workspace. For example, if I write some other person's name. Okay, sorry, I need to click on add people or group. Sorry, it was my mistake. Then I put the some people. I said this particular one, Lee. I want to give him the access. There are different access layers, whether he is admin, he is a member, he is a contributor, or viewer. Let me explain you what are the four things. Admin. Admin can do anything. He can delete, he can edit, he can remove the users as well. That is called as an admin. Member. Member can add other peoples as well. He can edit a report. Okay. And contributor is the member can delete the edit the report as well and delete the report as well. But contributor can just view and edit the report. He doesn't have the options to delete or anything. The viewer is the one who can just view the report. Viewer is a person who can just view the reports. Okay, these are different level of access. You can give it to the people. For example, this workspace, I want somebody else to admin along with me. Then I can add that person by creating on the manage access and add the person name over here. Is it clear for everyone what is Power BI service? I know it will be difficult for you to understand without a practice, but we cannot help on that because that needs a corporate license and it's not possible for everyone to get a corporate license. Okay, guys, let's keep the another 6 minutes for Q&A. If you have any questions regarding the Power BI and all these stuff, you can post it onto the chat. I will try to address that. There are no such website. The Microsoft has a training website as well. You can Google it or Microsoft training on Power BI. They have, or in the YouTube, you can check for Microsoft Power BI training. Microsoft, it's in the initial state, that is 2016, 17, 18 and all. Microsoft used to host lots of webinars and training videos onto the YouTube. You can check that. That's the one reliable one where you can get a training videos or resources on Power BI. Microsoft community is the one side where you can get the many resources about Power BI. Is it the same as part of one MS OneDrive? No, it's a Azure cloud. Of course, the it's of one Office 365 drive. So everything is managed by Azure. This someone Power BI knowledge is getting a job as a data analyst or some advanced knowledge needed. You need to get few more advanced knowledge as well for Power BI. That is DAX and which we have not covered as the part of this particular EDL session. You can reach out for more knowledge on the curriculum or career guidance. You can reach out to edl@excelr.com. They are the best persons for giving the career guidance. For Power BI, there is no such books available. There are many books available, but as per my knowledge, there is no such book which I can suggest a good one. You go through the YouTube training videos of Microsoft, that's good. Or you can check with the edl@excelr.com. They can also guide you on some of the resources. If they have some resources, they can share it with you, if that allows. Okay, guys, if there are no other questions, let's wind up the session for today. Chandana and Amara are there. If you have any questions regarding the EDL or anything, we can just pass on to them.
Yeah, thank you, Balaji. Guys, hope you enjoy the session. Is there any queries for me? Please let me know in the chat box. I will try to address it. And one thing, tomorrow and day after tomorrow, there is no session for us because weekends. So we'll meet on the Monday on the same time, same time. And I have an update for you. And I didn't give a clarity regarding assessment, right? So I have a clarity now. So we are conducting 100 MCQs for 100 minutes in the last day of the session. So please practice on this, whatever the classes we are done with this. So from this only you will get that MCQ. So, and another thing, whoever the top 5, we are giving the surprise gift as well. So keep practicing and be the best. There is no questions for me here. I already shared the attendance as well. Harshal Kumar, how can one analysis data statistically? I think this is for Balaji, it seems. This question for Balaji. Madhumita, when is that test, ma'am? It's the last day of the program. Yeah, Mallikarjuna, we are conducting one test assessment, 100 MCQ. Harsha Bajpai, ma'am, what is the prizes? Any cases? No, because it's a surprise. Punit, how to download video classes? Punit, I think you have a LMS access. In LMS, you will get the recordings. Swati Dayanand, will the certificate based on the assessment? No. Actually, for assessment is different certificate. For participation is different certificate. Okay, no need to take tension. There is no connection between assessment and certificate. Okay. Yeah, online. Mallikarjuna online test is that. Swati, no, there is no any cutoffs. MB, that is your wish. Test is not compulsory for certificate. Madhumita, is the assessment and test is it is a assessment is 100 MCQ. We are giving 100 minutes for that. Keshav, it means who didn't pass at the exam means he don't get. No, not like that, Keshav. If you didn't pass also, you will get participation certificate. If you attend like who are the top 5, they will get a certificate and a gift hamper from sorry surprise from ExcelR. Srinivas, can we download the videos from LMS? Yeah, you can. Pooja, when will get the certificate of participation and certificate of assessment? After finishing this program, within 7 days, you will get the certificates to your valid email IDs. Okay. MB certificate फिर भी मिलेगा ना ma'am? Yeah, you didn't attend the test means assessment as well. You will get participation certificate. You will get if you have a 60% attendance means definitely you will get. Mallikarjuna, when will be the test? Last day of this program, 15th day. Tejas, a ma'am can conduct the test in weekend? No, it is not like that. 15th day we are going to conduct that. Is that different certificate participation or assessment? See, for participation is different, for assessment is different. So if you get like if you are in top 5 and you did 60% attendance means you will get 2 certificates. Yes, Shivani, I'm sharing that attendance link. RR, what is the date and time of a exam? Last day means 15th day, same time, 7 to 9. Yes, MB, for top 5. It's based on the students, like we can't tell like that. Whoever the getting more, like top 5, for them we are giving. In YouTube, there is no questions for me. In Zoom as well. So, is there any questions? Please ask me. So, we'll wind up the session for today. Yes, Arpita. In YouTube, will not get the links to download what all said in the Arpita. Whatever the links I'm sharing, actually, Arpita, class during online, yeah, online only. Shivaranjani, ma'am, when will have assessment? Last day of this program. Ma'am, when is the assessment, like any specific date? No, it's the last day of this program, 15th day. Satish, please attend, share the attendance link. Yes, Satish, I'm sharing that. Charu, you can watch previous recordings from LMS. Meghana, which type of questions will come in assessment? Whatever the class is done in our program, based on that only we are giving questions. So you have to learn from these sessions. So we'll get the answers easily. MCQ or theory type, ma'am? Meghana. Meghana, this is MCQ. 100 MCQ we will give, and we are giving 100 minutes time as well. Satish, I already shared the attendance link. Madhu Babu, madam, how is business analytics career? Is there? Yeah, definitely. Nowadays, data science, data analytics, business analytics, these courses and these job roles are very trending. Yeah, Jyotika, you if you don't have any query means you can leave. Charu, at what platform assessment will be given? We are sending one form, Google form. There you have to answer. Guys, I'm sharing that attendance link again. Please make sure your attendance. I hope there is no more questions for me. So we'll wind up for today. We'll meet you on the same time, same place at Monday. Up to then, take care and keep practicing and learning. Good night, everybody. Bye bye.